I guess not fall yet. End of summer camping trip. Impromptu.
Yeah.
So impromptu.
Where are we going?
I don't even know.
We're going to the Shirley Lake access point. We're staying on Shirley Lake, and we have an extra visitor with us, Olivia.
Hi.
I don't know if they can see you or not, but we're Rich and I are taking Olivia for a little one-night camping on Shirley Lake and through Shaw. Pretty last minute. Got all the stuff last night, groceries and whatnot. We packed up most of it this morning. Are you excited, Olivia?
Yeah.
It's been
I'm also nervous.
We didn't take Olivia camping last summer because we had the birth of our last child. But 2 summers ago, Olivia and I went to Frontenac, so it's been a little while since Olivia went camping, and we were trying to squeeze one in this year so we don't go 2 years without camping. So
I'm nervous because I don't want the commute. It's gonna be really cold.
well, let's not flip.
Water should still be decently warm, but yeah,
So
let's try not to get it.
What is it? The 14th of September, 2019.
Yeah, never used it before. We're gonna hit it here, Olivia.
I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany's? She said, I think I remember that film, and without recall, I think we both kind of liked it. And I said, well, that's the one thing we've got.
Olivia, if we were there, wouldn't we be stopping getting out of the car? Are we there yet? Hey everybody! Olivia, say hi.
Hi.
We're about to get out on the water and we're gonna head up to Shaw Lake?
Shirley.
Shirley Lake.
Through Crotch, I believe, is the lake.
Alright, so honestly I have basically no idea, as you can tell, where we're going, but we're about to check out the map. Should give us a good idea.
I don't know where we're going either. Daddy's the only one.
Yeah, well, we're not very far from the campsite. It's going to be like 2.5 hours. And
Which
we're
might
going.
be good because it's starting to rain.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we have a short paddle, a short portage, and then just picking out a campsite.
Let's get to where we need to go. And Olivia, are you excited?
Yeah, I'm also nervous.
Why are you nervous?
Because I don't want the boat to flip.
The boat's not going to flip. And if it does, we got problems.
The water's cold.
Yeah, it is cold. All loaded up, and we're at the put-in. So this is looking into Farm Lake at the Shaw Lake access point. We've been here before. It's actually on Farm Lake, and that's the direction we traveled down into like Farm Kitty, Booth to Tatler. But today we are going underneath this bridge, and we're going into the Crotch Lake, Shaw Lake kind of area, and then we're going to head north into a single 1 kilometer portage into Shirley for the night. So there is a half decent wind. You obviously really can't tell on camera, but we're in the narrows here and it's still coming down the narrows pretty good. So I'm curious to see what it will be like on Shirley, but we'll take it slow, we'll be safe, and we'll get to where we need to go.
Ooh, and there's, is that a turkey vulture? A hawk? See up in the sky, Olivia?
Yeah.
That's a hawk.
Are the winds making noises?
Ooh. When you're in a canoe like this, and if you just paddle quietly and be quiet, they don't mind and you don't mind, and you have a nice experience, and away you go. No, actually.
Wait, you guys have seen bears?
On the last trip, we saw a bear on day 1. We were paddling like this, Olivia, and like on the shoreline, like right there, was a bear.
Like right over there?
Yeah, like that far away from us. There's a bear just muxing around. Yeah, those are campsites, Olivia. Yellow ones are portages, orange ones are campsites. Sometimes the campsites are good, sometimes. So we need to try and find one, Olivia, because we have a tent this time. Normally we just have hammocks, but we need to find a site that has a good flat spot for the tent.
That one's too long.
That one might, see up top there, it's a hill, and then there's a flat part of the top. There might be something up there, but that is not where we're staying. Yes, I can. Olivia, this will be your first portage ever. We went to Frontenac, you didn't have any. But how do we get there?
What?
We might have to get out of the boat and drag.
I'm not.
Yeah.
No.
Why do I gotta drag the boat?
Because I'm not getting wet.
Yowza.
Hey, Olivia.
I'm not getting out.
Oh my God, it's all mock too.
I shall not.
Oh.
I don't know what we're gonna do here.
Can we, is it any deeper here?
Where?
Right here, like 10 feet to our left.
Not much.
All right, Olivia, you stay in the boat, bud.
All right.
Oh, what the plan?
Wait, you can't just... No. I go a little deeper, eh?
This is fun.
All right, now I am really a pack mule in this. This is why we're doing a one portage trip. This is a real serious single carry for me, Olivia. All right, so we're still going here, and I have the pleasure carrying Olivia's bag on my head.
You're the one who said.
It's a pleasure, I said.
So this portage here from Crotch Lake into Shirley, it's a slightly more than a kilometer, but it's an absolute highway. It starts with a little bit of a uphill, crosses over the road, and I don't know, appears to be gradually downhill to the lake, but there's no obstruction so far whatsoever. The footing is great. No complaints. Pretty uneventful paddle so far. Oh, we got a little something here. Just a ravine. This is Olivia's first portage ever. Our last camping trip, it was just a paddle in, paddle out. Nothing going on. So we'll see how she does on her first portage is a 1K. Her backpack's full, but it's mostly full of just clothes and sleeping bags, so it's not very heavy. There's a decent wind. We've been on pretty small lakes, so it's been, you know, non-existent, but I think when we get to Shirley, it's a bit bigger. We might have to fight the wind a little bit more. But so far, so good.
Well, here comes the gang. Somehow Rich has managed to accept Olivia's bag and his 2 bags. Oh. Yep. Olivia's convinced him to carry everything. Good job, Rich. Why is he carrying your bag, Olivia?
He suggested that I carried the rods and he
We were struggling back
We're
there.
struggling?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's have a drink of water, Olivia, and then we'll go again.
The bag was like falling off her
All my
shoulders
footage is
down around
upside
her
down.
ankles. She's like shuffling down the trail.
You don't see this sight very often. Woo-wee!
It's like a Bigfoot in the woods.
Yeah. This is an Algonquin unicorn. Rarely seen. Rich carrying a canoe.
Okay, so it's starting to rain a little bit. It's I think like 12:30. We are done the only real portage of the day that we have to carry with weight. We are at the Shirley end of the portage, 1 kilometer. Olivia's first portage. Struggled for a bit, but not too bad. So we're gonna try and paddle now down the eastern shore. Well, we're gonna eventually end up on the eastern shore of Shirley. There's a site I've been eyeing up about halfway down. Then we're going to set up camp. We're going to be passing the portage into Ryan, which we're going to hopefully come back to later and do some fishing this afternoon. So far so good. It's threatening rain, but might just sprinkle for a bit and then pass us by.
I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. Yeah, I think so. Left, 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 that on the left.
almost here. Evan's got to reel in this monster. Oh, he must have lost it at last second. Yeah, it's crazy windy out there right now. I don't know if Evan got a good video of us coming to the shore. Looks like my camera's all soaked here. Much to dry it off with. Yeah, anyway, the waves were getting pretty intense.
Yeah.
So we turned, and even paddling to shore, we must be like, I don't know, 100 meters maybe? The opposite direction of where we were originally trying to come in, but the waves were just too much. Even right now, I don't know, I'm sure you can probably barely hear it because of the wind. So I don't know if you can see here, but there's a campsite that Evan's just pointed his finger at. That's where we're trying to go. We're probably a little bit closer to the...
We're right here.
Yeah, closer to the L, I guess, is the best way you can describe it. So we're obviously on shore right now, but we're just gonna walk a bit, check and see if it's there, and then if it is, we'll probably just do a weird down the shore portage, I guess, because it's I don't know.
Is what it is, homie.
It is what it is, homie.
I got splashed in the boat.
Do you think it's gonna be warmer at the campsite? That's pretty cool though. Footprints?
Oh, footprints.
Yeah.
I'm so cold right now.
What's that? Oh, keep moving, you'll warm up.
I'm wearing a t-shirt, a sweater, and a jacket, and it's so freezing.
All right, campsite.
Oh,
Oh,
that's sick.
yeah, this is sweet. Even got tongs for us to cook those kebabs better. Yeah, it's a great site and lots and lots of room. Tons of hammocks. Yeah.
We do our boys camping with very little and take Colin. This is a sweet party site.
Yeah.
There's really no campsite around here.
No. Well,
There's campsites up there, campsites at Ryan. There's nothing in between. Except this one.
no, this is probably the, at least on my trip, this is probably the best site. I mean, we haven't obviously stayed in yet, so we'll see. Maybe there's like bear that comes by and steals your stuff every night. I don't know, but visually, you got beach on both sides, and if this was a nice calm day, yeah, this is it's a cool spot.
What's up?
Maybe I gotta
Here.
basically out, but I can't get the last little bit.
Here.
I'll get it. I got it.
I started. We had to go pretty far from our campsite to find some wood, but when we were out there, we found kind of an interesting piece of bark or side cut of a tree, however you want to look at it. If you've never seen this before, it just gives you an idea of what it looks like on the inside of a tree where limbs are growing out. So we'll take a look at that and show you. I mean, maybe you've seen it before, maybe not. It's not something I've seen too many times, but if you hold up, you look at the outer side, you can see where the limbs are growing. And then when you turn it around, you can see what it looks like on the inside of the tree when the limbs are growing. So you'll notice that where a limb is growing on one side, the inside piece lines up. So
It's really cool.
yeah, it is kind of a neat little thing. after a whole day of rain and wind and waves, we're just about to have dinner, make dinner up, and behind us, you notice through the trees that we had a beautiful view, so hopefully you can see it behind me, but
breakfast, Olivia?
Yeah,
Does it look good?
it looks delicious.
What are we having?
We're having bacon, eggs, and cheese in a wrap.
I don't even like wraps.
Yeah, you do, Daddy.
So it's 9 o'clock. Significantly less windy this morning. So we are headed back out after we do some little National Geographic frog hunting. We're headed back down Shirley Lake, our 1 kilometer portage out of here. We never did make it to Ryan Lake. The wind never did die down yesterday enough to safely leave here. Well, we could have left here. We would have flown down the shore, but to paddle back from the Ryan Lake portage into the wind with no weight in the boat would have been a little risky. So we never did make it to Ryan Lake. Maybe one of these years. This campsite is a gem. I will be back here. It's awesome. You know, when the kids are a bit older, like you could spend a whole day on the beach here. It's great. Anyway, we're gonna get going. We're trying to make it back to town at a reasonable hour. Great spot to go, especially if you're on the east side of Algonquin or where we live in Belleville. It's an easy access point to go to and an easy one night overnight. See you later.
Yeah. We made good time on Shirley. Had a slight wind at our back. We were trolling. Didn't catch any fish this whole trip. Didn't really fish much though. So it's pretty standard for our trips. Made good time. Once we get off this portage, we gotta walk the first little stretch, and then we'll be at the car in like, I don't know, half an hour.
guess we might be halfway.
How did we do, Olivia?
Pretty good.
Just good?
It was really fun.
Good stuff.
Great.
Yeah? You had a good time?
Yeah.
It's like 11:15, so it took us 2 hours maybe to get out and pack up, 2.5.
Yeah, not too bad.
And we should be able to make it home in time to see at least most of the football games. So, perfect timing.
All right, Rich, Single Malt Maps, time for a shameless plug. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Apparently subscriptions don't matter.